kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Esports Broadcasting Network, a sim racing media LLC company, for bringing tonight this production of the CleanRacing.net racing series at Las Vegas. We've got 120 laps. This is going to be a good one. Las Vegas always brings a lot of great racing. It's a two-wide kind of racetrack. For a large portion of the race, you're able to go wide open around it. I am very excited to see what is in store for this race. Before we get started, I'm going to touch briefly on last week real quick. Last week we were at California, and it was a great one. We saw a driver who doesn't normally get to race with the series win. We saw a couple big names have trouble late as well. So last week it was Ryan Lewis. He was victorious largely on pit strategy, and then he had a timely caution. He stayed out, got a caution at the right time, and then he was able to hold off some hard-charging drivers. He earned his very first league win. He beat out previous two-time race winner Evan Kinney. A netcode incident with 6 laps remaining totally changed the race between Josh Lilly and Mike Van Hoden. Those drivers both ended up finishing 15th for Van Hoden, 21st for Josh Lilly, and they were top 5 for most of the race. Top 3 finished out with Ryan Lewis winning, Evan Kinney second, Lane Hossler third. Joey Stiers, the points leader, finished in the 8th position. You see these drivers beginning to roll right here. Lane Hossler, well-known driver, always has a lot of speed on the pole, with Jason Higginbottom to his outside. Mike Van Hoden and Josh Lilly, 3rd and 4th. Drivers I just talked about having trouble last week. Row 3 has Nathan Brown, Andrew Mcgronickle. Forgive me if I got that wrong. Row 4, Kevin Hayes, Christopher Beasley. Row number 5 is Evan Kinney and Justin Carey. Points leader, 11th, is Joey Stiers. 12th belongs to Tyler Pursley. Kenneth Pack, Rhett Tucker, 13th and 14th, with row number, 15th is Brian Sullivan. 16th is Jeremy Moore. Row number 9 is Mike Thomas and Dustin Harrell, with row 10, Jamie LaRoque, Nathan Roge. Got ourselves a pretty large field here today. Chris Smith, 21st. 22nd is Daniel Sykes, with 23rd, John Anthony, Kevin Becker, Stephen Tuck, Frederick Garcia. Rounding out the field, you have Kyle McCrate, Greg Barnett, Dave Shadford. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Clean Racing Net Series has not had a caution in 544 laps at Las Vegas, and we are underway, led to the green by Lane Hossler. Here we go into turn number 1. Alright, a smooth lap 1 complete already. These drivers are going to try to make it 120 laps without a caution. I'm sure they don't want that 544 lap 0 caution record to be broken, but that's why this racing league is the CleanRacing.net series. Currently led Hossler out front, with Nathan Brown up 3 positions to 2nd. Right there, Jason Higginbotham racing to keep his 2nd place position. He's now in 3rd, with Andrew Mcgronickle 4th. If anybody knows how to pronounce his name, please let me know. I hate to butcher names. It's great to be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Always a good way to start off the week with the production of the CleanRacing.net series here on the Esports Broadcasting Network. While we have you, don't forget to like our post on Facebook, share the YouTube, subscribe if you haven't. We really appreciate it. So those of you watching now, and those drivers and people watching later, we appreciate you being here for this production. CleanRacing.net series brought to you by the Ringside Report Network. And Esports Broadcasting Network is brought to you by the Premier Racing Setups. Premier Racing Setups. You can find their link in our broadcast description, as well as the website link for the CleanRacing.net series there. You can keep a close eye out on the current point standings. Steyrs has position number 1. Got ourselves a battle starting to shape up for the second place position here with the series. So far, so good, getting around the track without a problem. Second place currently is Evan Kinney with Stephen Tuck in third. And really, we're going to go ahead and bring in Lane Hossler and Mike Van Hoden. Those drivers, those 4 drivers, are separated by less than 7 points. And 11 points separates 6th to 2nd. 6th place being Greg Barnett. Currently, Evan Kinney scored in the 6th place position at this time. Looking to find Stephen Tuck. Stephen Tuck, more back here. He's back here in 27th, driving the number 10 machine. A little ways back with Greg Barnett, currently scored in the 21st position. So as they run right now, dare I say, Evan Kinney has sole possession of 2nd place without too much of an issue here. But this is going to be a long race, and without cautions, pit strategy is going to be majorly important for this race. Thanks, Harper, Victoria Harper, appreciate that. Mcgronickle. All right, pretty much right. I like that. Thank you very much. That's why we enjoy having you guys watch the show. It's about time that we go through the field real quick. We're going to start with race leader Lane Hossler out of Hamilton. Again, I'm not really sure what state Hamilton is. Andrew Mcgronickle right behind him, Queen Creek, Arizona. I don't remember speaking about this driver before, so it's good to see another face. Josh Lilly, driver who had some trouble last week with 6 laps to go with Mike Van Hoden, running third, showing what he's made of. He's a 2-time CleanRacing.net champion. Nathan Brown up 1 position. We saw him up to 2nd early. He's out of Syracuse, New York. Season 8 champion. Rhett Tucker, currently the number 99 out of Memphis, Tennessee. I tried to say Memphis, Tennessee. That doesn't make any sense now, does it? Rhett Tucker driving the number 99 machine, currently 5th, working on the number 92 of Nathan Brown, trying to take the 4th place position away. It looks like he's going to be able to slide right up in front of him. He's going to clear him, but Nathan Brown has a run, is going to end up having to check up just a little bit. Further back here, Evan Kinney out of Freeville, New York. We know this is a fast driver currently in 2nd place in the standings. Kevin Haas in the number 51 machine out of Indianapolis. Great battle for 8th right back here. Justin Carey and Tyler Pursley. Great view of the number 21 ODR machine for Justin Carey. Tyler Pursley really making it hard on him right here. He's out of Dallas, Texas in the number 33 machine. He's got a great looking ride. Try to get a close-up view of this right here. We'll take a high speed, we'll call this a drone angle. Thunder Snow Marketing Solutions. You know, I think that's really funny. I live in North Michigan, and turn this into a little bit of a talk show now, guys. North Michigan, 2 nights ago, it felt like spring was here again. It wasn't. We got 6 inches of snow today. But 2 nights ago, we actually did have one of my favorite things. Thunder Snow. Jim Cantori, if y'all know who he is, crazy extreme meteorologist, flips out over Thunder Snow. So really cool to see. He's got the Thunder Snow Marketing Solutions machine. Great on Tyler Pursley. Going a little further back, 10th place, Mike Van Hoden. Didn't have the race he wanted last week, or the ending that he wanted. Was bad fast all night long. He got tangled up with Josh Lilly, ended up finishing 21st, if I remember correctly. He's out of Kirkland, Illinois. He's known as the Flying Dutchman in the number 31. Really like that gradient on that John Deere Toyota right there. Yellow to the front, a little more lime green on the back. Looks really great. But he's got his hands full with Nathan Rhodes right now. Almost some contact right there as Nathan looks to the outside, the number 91 machine. And if you don't look now, you got Brian Sullivan and Kevin Becker there as well. Brian Sullivan out of Carmel. I'm not really sure where Carmel is. Still in that number 4 Autism Speaks Chevrolet. Really great ride. Really great community to be a part of. Number 24 machine of Jeremy Moore, Grayson, Georgia. I probably butchered his name again. I'm trying to get this right, folks. Got ourselves really a great race back here as the 24 is to the outside, the number 4. We're going to go ahead and pause going through the field so we can really take a great look at what's going on as we're at lap 14 of 120 right now. Really great battle between these 4 drivers at this time. Going to go ahead and bring out a little more information here for Vegas. We're going to have a stage break at lap 50 and then a stage break at 70 if I remember correctly as well. So looking like a great race, having a lot of fun. Really appreciate everybody being here. Still trying to get this mess sorted out right here for the, we're going to call it the 13th place position that Mike Van Hoden has, as you got Daniel Sykes working the outside, Brian Sullivan to the inside of him, and Dustin Harrell just kind of waiting right behind those gentlemen in the number 16 machine. This guy's having a tough time trying to get it sorted out, but all while this was happening, Andrew Mcgronickle has taken the lead away from Lane Hossler. Fortunately, I missed that, so I'm going to try to pull that up for you. Here we go. This should give us a good view of how this pass took place. To the inside, turn number 3, gets a great drive in. Looks like Hossler doesn't quite have the drive off that he needs. Does Mcgronickle slide up in front of him? He does not. It's actually really close. Not even a full truck for him to take the lead right here. A couple laps further down, seems to got that sorted out, but only by about a truck length. All right, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. Just trying to get all these guys, these names right. I enjoy being here. It's really a great Monday break for me. Takes a little break from operations of the SRM Esports Broadcasting Network. Kind of lets me get back to the grassroots of what this really entails. And that's talking to you guys and putting these drivers' names out there. As first place, Andrew Mcgronickle. Oh man, now I'm getting it really wrong, guys. He's starting to be under siege again from Lane Hossler. Rhett Tucker's there as well. Josh Lilly trying to close in the number 48 machine. Keep an eye on these guys because I'm feeling like a pass for the lead. It's coming up right here in turn number 1 as Lane Hossler's going to look low. Just doesn't have the drive in right here, actually. That's a little abnormal. I felt like he really had a great turn in right there, and it just didn't quite work out for him. Perhaps he didn't want to give the high lane to Rhett Tucker right behind him, so he opted to stay where he was. Mike Van Hoden losing some spots. He was in 15th in front of these guys here. Back to 17th now, and Kyle McCrate, he is moving up in that number 73 machine, up 9 positions from where he started in that Verner's Chevrolet. Kenneth Pack in the number 12 machine, sitting 19th right now. He's down 19 spots, but still have plenty of race left. Joey Steyer's down 9 spots as well out of Mackinac, Illinois. The Mean Green Machine. How about that? Back to 23rd. I know he's going to finish better than this, barring anything catastrophic happening. Right behind him, the Monster Ford of Chris M. Smith, battling the number 23 for 20th. Frederick Garcia, 22nd at this time. He's out of Montreal, Canada. Place I haven't been yet. Somewhere worth going to see, I hear. He just got around Joey Steyer's as well, who seems to be really struggling with his machine, as here comes Jamie LaRocque as well in the number 15 Chevrolet. Greg Barnett running 24th. Gentleman's out of Lyman, South Carolina. Christopher Beasley, he's down 17 positions to 24th. A little bit of racing back here. Mike Thomas is involved. Stephen Tuck, just kind of in the back of the field. Dave Shafford is rounding out the last drivers on the lead lap, and it looks like Jason Higginbottom, who started up front, is not on track at this time. So back to the front, we have the number 79 machine, and I'm going to try to pronounce his name one more time. Andrew Mcgronickle. Got it. Andrew Mcgronickle. Up front, Lane Hossler, less than a truck length behind him, trying to make some noise. This sounds like a great time, in my opinion, to turn it up, let you guys hear the sound of these engines. Hold on, I'll be right back. Cross your fingers for caution free. Alright folks, back with you in the booth here. Lap 30 of 120 coming to a close for Andrew Mcgronickle on the number 79 Chevrolet. I wouldn't say he's got a commanding lead out over Rhett Tucker, but those two combined do have a commanding lead over third place driver Nathan Brown, who's about 2.5 seconds behind the leader, putting him 2 seconds out of second place. Rhett Tucker up 12 spots on the day, biggest mover so far. Kevin Becker also up 12 spots, currently running in the 12th position. We talked about him a little further back when we were going through the field in the number 85 machine, slowly making his way up. Nathan Roge as well, number 91 machine. He's up 11 spots on the day. One more spot for him. We'll call him tied for gaining the most spots. Now that can always change as we're only on lap 32 of 120. plenty of racing left to go. One thing that I like to mention about this race is that lap times go by very quickly. As you can see, scrolling across right now on the ticker, those are the best lap times for all of our drivers. Although we take a look at the last time, switched right there. So these drivers are 33 laps on their tires. The times are really starting to fall off. Best times for every driver, 30 seconds, 31 seconds, 31s. Last time around, seeing 32.4, 32.7, 33 flat, 33.1. As these drivers really get rolling, the times start to change rather dramatically at Las Vegas. But one of the best things is you can really set the corner for the truck going into the turn right here. And we can watch Andrew Mcgronickle do this. He's going to kind of get out of the throttle quite a bit, gently allow it to turn down. He's going to use the throttle to actually kind of turn the front end of the vehicle. It keeps a little bit of wear off that right front. It helps with tire wear along the race and really helps you get a better drive off. We're going to watch him do so again right here. Out the throttle, kind of burps it a little bit once the car feels like it's turning. Slowly get back into the gas, and you're wide open once you're back to the front stretch. Pretty impressive run right now for Andrew Mcgronickle, for a driver that I have not seen before. Let's go a little bit further back, take an eye on Joey Stiers. Still back in the 25th position, almost like he's just kind of riding around. We'll take a closer look at this driver, see if we can't see if there's any kind of issues currently going on with him. Came into this race with 208 points, 2 wins, 2 poles, 108 laps led for 5 races. Second place, Evan Kinney, he's come in 56 laps led, 449 laps completed. However, he's got 13 stage points as opposed to 11 stage points for Joey Stiers. So not really sure why Joey's struggling right now. I have a feeling we're going to see him before the end of this one. And if we do end up with a caution, we might be able to pull him in and ask him a question and see what's going on, if there's some kind of strategy for sitting back there, or if he's struggling with his race truck at this time. A little bit of a lull in the race this time. Let's talk about the last 4 races that we've had here at Las Vegas. Season 3, Las Vegas was 130 laps. That was September 28th of 2020. Pretty interesting. My son was born 2 days after that race. That race was won by Mike Alexander. Second race that they did was season 5, race 5 for that season. Lane Hossler won that one, 140 laps. He also won the next one, season 7, race 10, 140 laps. That was August 30th of 2021 that Lane Hossler won. And then season 8, 2021, September 27th, Evan Kinney, 134 laps, won the last race. So if we look at the stats here, Lane Hossler has 2 wins at Vegas. Evan Kinney, Mike Alexander each have 1. Poles belong to Mike Van Hoden, has 2. Lane Hossler has 1. Mike Alexander 1. Most top 5s also belongs to Lane Hossler at 4. Evan Kinney's 3rd, or 2nd with 3. Adam Allen has 2. Nathan Brown has 2. Stephen Tucker has 1. Stephen Tucker has 1. Josh Lilly has 1, and then a handful of other drivers have 1 as well. Lane Hossler has the most laps led at 171 laps. Most laps completed as well, 544 laps. So Lane Hossler has completed every single lap at Las Vegas that the Clean Racing Series has done around this track. And at that, it's also been caution-free, which in itself is awfully impressive at a track like this, because the track gives you a false sense of security, I guess I should say. You feel like you have a lot more grip than you really do, and you can make really big moves, and that's not always the case. I'm seeing a lot of give right now, and that could have a lot to do with it. A lot of respect from these drivers. These drivers race hard, they race fair. 51, number 23, Kevin Haas, as well, going into the corner right here. Number 23 machine is Joey Stiers, going a lap down. Just going a lap down, hasn't pitted yet. just being lapped at this time. Rhett Tucker takes over the lead right here. Let's see if we can't show you how that happened. Back lap 41. Here we go. Rhett Tucker with a huge run down the front stretch into turn number 1. He dives down low, carries a lot of speed. It almost looks like Mcgronickle just kind of lets him in. However, I can tell you why he's doing that. Mcgronickle coming down pit road at this time. First driver down pit road, Daniel Sykes, and the number 66 followed him as well. I can't imagine a track like this, Rhett Tucker is going to stay out too much longer. We've mentioned those times from the best times to the worst times. Best times being 31 seconds-ish, high 30s for the top drivers. Last times around 33. So about a 2-second fallout as Rhett Tucker is passing Mcgronickle right there. Puts Mcgronickle a lap down. But if Tucker stays out for too long here, I'm curious to see how much ground Mcgronickle can make up on Rhett Tucker. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. He's going to be significantly faster as Rhett's going to stay out one more time. Second place right now, Kevin Haas is going to stay out as well. He's just behind Mcgronickle, who's on those fresh tires. We're going to see Mcgronickle start to run away from him. Nathan Brown still out on track in the number 92 machine. Under siege from Tyler Pursley in that 33. Gets a little bit, looks like it got a little bit tight, had to back out of it. Not going to be able to make the pass right there. Here comes Rhett Tucker down pit road. Here comes Mcgronickle to get back on the lead lap. We're going to see how this sorts out as Rhett Tucker's coming down this time by. Keep a good eye on his pit stop here. Mcgronickle, interesting enough, was only in his pit stall for 5.85 seconds. Tells me he did not take tires. Let's see what Rhett Tucker does. Chris Smith is in as well. Rhett Tucker seems to only take, looks like this might have been fuel only for him as well. Probably just trying to get to the end of the stage break, it looks like. Just an assumption right here. I'm not certain that's the exact strategy being put to use right here. Here comes Mcgronickle. We're going to see just how much further past Rhett Tucker he is based on where they pitted. Here he is coming right by as Tucker's trying to get to speed. About a second gap right now. Frederick Garcia coming down pit road. A little over a second. So Rhett Tucker lost about a second. Interesting to say because it was about a half-second difference on pit road. A little more than that, about 7/10 of a second difference on pit road for those drivers. Frederick Garcia, Canadian Tire, number 94 machine, down pit road for fuel as well. Kevin Hossler, number 51 machine. Budweiser Chevrolet for him. We're going to see if there's a trend here. Let's see if most of these drivers are only taking fuel. Nathan Brown now out front for his machine. Under siege once again by Tyler Pursley. And that number 33 driver's just taking a little bit easy, trying to make it to the end. 33 looking high, looking to the high side of the number 92 right here. Nathan Brown stays out one more time. Number 33 not going to make a move just yet. Jeremy Moore, Maurer in as well. Moore, man, I'm sorry guys. Y'all told me last week and now I can't remember. He's in the adrenaline shot energy machine. Try to get a good look at the front of that machine right there. Cobra Puma Golf. I think that's what I'm reading. Cobra Puma Golfs. Sorry about that, folks. It's kind of a hard angle and I can't get a better one. Fortunately, my camera guys are sleeping right now and I can't make it much better than that. Brian Sullivan up 13 spots now to 4th. Tyler Pursley and Nathan Rudge just both came down for pit road. Tyler Pursley in the Thunder Snow Marketing Solutions 33 Chevrolet into his pit box. A couple drivers did take tires. One's to mention Kevin Haas, the number 51 machine, he took tires. Jeremy Moore, number 24, he took tires. And I apologize for that because I really thought that Mcgronickle took tires earlier. And I can tell you now that he most definitely did not. Nathan Brown, Brian Sullivan down pit road. Josh Lilly in the number 48 machine is going to take control of the lead. It's going to have about a 4.5 second gap over Justin Carey, who is about to have a rearview mirror full of Evan Kinney. right here in the number 6 Nugent machine as Evan Kinney's looking to the bottom. Looks like it's going to be a pretty simple pass down the backstretch. Had to take a look at this coming into turn number 2. I expect him to clear him here. He sure does. Move Evan Kinney up to 2nd. Josh Lilly 1st. Van Hoden up to 4th. Again, the top 6 drivers have yet to pit. Here comes Evan Kinney. Evan Kinney down pit road. We're going to see what this driver wants to do right here. Remember, 2nd place in the point standing. Needs a good pit stop. Needs a good finish. Keep an eye on him. And looks like the caution is out. I believe this is going to be our stage break, folks. It sure is. Alright, folks, clean racing for the first 50 laps here at Las Vegas. Josh Lilly comes down pit road now. Justin Carey's going to come down as well. Thank you on the road with Dan. Jeremy Moore. I knew it was Moore, but for some reason I kept wanting to say Maurer. It's not spelled like Maurer. Thank you on the road with Dan. Again, appreciate that. Thanks for all 13 of you guys watching right now live with us. We'll get a lot more live guys or replay guys, so really appreciate you spending your Monday with us, cheering on some of your drivers, hanging out with me in the booth or the talk show, either or that you want to call it, however you want to mention. Mike Van Hoden up to the front now, the number 31 machine. I expect him to have to pit. I'm not showing a pit stop for him just yet. So I can't find out a couple more interesting track facts here at Las Vegas. Let's see here. Well, Mike Van Hoden, we just saw to the lead here. He's been at this track several times. He's led 123 laps, 2nd to Lane Hossler, and oddly enough, he's finished in the top 5 only once. Only one time has he finished in the top 5 here. Looking to see if he can make better on that this evening. See how this goes for that. Alright folks, in a couple moments we're going to be getting back to green. Nathan Brown leads the way. You have a couple wave around cars in front of him. Looks like, let's see, trying to figure out who we have in front of him. Kind of hard to see. Disregard with that right here, number 14, a couple drivers coming down pit road. That's James LaRoque, Frederick Garcia, Chris Smith, Mike Thomas, John Anthony. Didn't quite have my bearings right there when that happened. Try to get a view of the pace truck if I can. To me, it looks like the lights are still out on that machine. Man, what a great view right there at the Las Vegas pit stops. A little bit of a sunset going on, have the mountains in the background. What a great rendition of this track that iRacing has done. I want to thank iRacing for making this simulator. All productions are utilized on the iRacing platform, and they've done a really great job. Quite appreciate that. Another shout out to Premier Racing Setups. If you're looking for a setup, they're a partner for Sim Racing Media LLC, Esports Broadcasting Network. Go ahead and check them out. Links in the description below. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. It's been a good one so far. Coming to green, I believe we're gonna be coming to lap 55, or come to the end of lap 55. So not quite halfway, but pretty close. Run time right now, only about 30 minutes. These drivers are really getting it around this track without any cautions, because remember the lap times are only about 31, 32-ish seconds. I expect this one to go by really quickly. Taking a look at career stats for the CleanRacing.net series, Joey Styres, 18 total wins for this series, with Josh Lilly having 9, tied for second with Evan Kinney with 9 wins. Tyler Pursley in the Thunder Snow Machine, he has 7. Lane Hossler has 5. Bunch of drivers with 1 win, notably Rye Lewis last week. Won his first ever league race on a great pit strategy call. Not really able to be here with us very often, but a really great job getting that done. Mike Van Hoden has two wins for the series. Nathan Brown has 3 wins, with Adam Allen 4 wins. Mike Alexander 2 wins, one of those wins being here at Las Vegas. Most poles is Joey Styres at 15. Josh Lilly second at 14. Third's Mike Van Hoden. So we're seeing a trend here. Mike Van Hoden's name is on a lot of different stats for a lot of different tracks, which is really great to see. I want to thank this league for keeping these statistics together, because that's what makes my job in the broadcast booth much easier. Very grateful for that being a thing. Here we go. Here comes the pace car. That Camry machine's going to turn down, and Nathan Brown is going to be on the money. Huge gap between him and the Thunder Snow Machine of Tyler Pursley. Number 4, Brian Sullivan, seems like he just did not get running. It's going to stack the field up. Nathan Brown's already worked in a half-second lead as we come to turn number 1. Taking a look back here from 3rd through 6th place. Brett Tucker currently holding down the 5th spot. Brian Sullivan with that bad restart, trying to hang on to anything that he can. He's going to end up back to 5th. Going to lose some more spots as Mcgronickle and the number 51 of Kevin Haas looks to the inside of him. Here comes Mike Van Hoden as well. Bad restart for Brian Sullivan, really going to cause trouble. And something I want to mention on these fresh tires, this is really when passing is kind of easy. Oh no, we're going to have trouble. Are they going to hang on to it back there? No way. Absolutely no way. Brian Sullivan with trouble, and the caution has come out. Oh, that's a bummer, unfortunately. We're going to do a tally right here. 544, 601 laps around Las Vegas for caution. I'll show you how this all happened. We're going to back it up a little bit here. So right here, remember Brian Sullivan was having a little bit of trouble. Oh, trying to stay to the high side, kind of gets into the wall. Collects that number 91. Both of them real sideways. Car is trying to avoid everything. He's in the wall, No contact, no contact. Right there, but I'm showing that Nathan Roge ended up having an incident. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, here we go. Collision right there between Roge and the number 33 machine, I believe. Not the 33. I apologize for that, trying to get a better view. It's number 9, the 38 machine trying to avoid it, Greg Barnett. And sure enough, folks, that is most definitely a caution. 601 laps before the first caution at Las Vegas, but all great things must come to an end. And, you know, that was 3-wide racing right there. And Sullivan just kind of ran out of room. It looked like the truck wasn't turning the way he needed it to. In fact, we'll go on board with him real quick to just kind of see how that happened. Try to get ourselves a better idea as far as how this went down. One more time right here. Just kind of loose. He was a little bit further back. Unfortunately, my software caught the swerving, not the actual incident. Here we go, coming into turn number 2, trying to come out of the corner. Yeah, you know, he had those cars right there to his inside, and he just ran out of room to the outside right there. Kind of a bad incident. But kudos, 601 laps, caution free. Pretty incredible if you ask me. 5 races before we saw a caution with these guys. Incredible job. This will give me just a brief moment to go over the race information. Las Vegas 120, 120 laps for the Clean Racing League. Las Vegas is a 1.52 mile track. Its elevation is 1,954 feet. Track temperature is 80 degrees. Remember, the sun is setting in this event. 77 degrees is the ambient air temperature. 57% humidity. Partly cloudy. 2 miles per hour on the wind. Again, my name's Jonathan Leach with Sim Racing Media Esports Broadcasting Network. Really appreciate you being here for this race. Take our attention back to the front where Nathan Brown, the number 92, is still leading. Tyler Pursley in the Thunderstone Marketing Solutions second. Jeremy Moore in the 24, up 13 spots now in the day. Rhett Tucker, 4th, with Andrew Mcgronickle, 5th. Don't look now, Joey Stiers has cracked the top 10, sitting 8th in his 23 machine, with Steven Tuck in the number 10, back to blue, up 16 positions in his Toyota. Race is starting to come together, guys. Halfway there at this point. This is when drivers start really showing their hand, and you see the guys that maybe were waiting around the back just to avoid what could be, make some moves. So a lot of great racing left to come. Things are going to happen very quickly, so keep your eyes open. I'm going to try to bring it all to you live and see how great that we can do this. So pace car lights are off. We'll be going back racing here in just a moment. Coming into turn number 3, Nathan Brown's going to lead the way. Is he going to have another great restart? Soon going to find out. Just a minute. Don't forget, brought to you by the Ringside Racing Network, cleanracing.net, Racing League. Check out their website for the latest information, statistics, stats, which is the same thing. I just said the same thing twice. Information, power rankings for this series. What an awesome league to have. Kudos to them being here as we are under green. Another great jump for Nathan Brown. Possibly a bigger push from Jeremy Moore in the number 24 machine, who's side by side with Tyler Pursley for a second going to turn number 1. Lap 62 complete of 120. You can already tell that the tempo's picking up just a little bit right there. A little bit of a slide up by Rhett Tucker, trying to stay out of the number 92 of Nathan Brown. Tyler Pursley up to the lead. So Tyler Pursley's going to have to make his machine very wide because Nathan Brown wants the position back. Rhett Tucker is up here. Andrew Mcgronickle is fast. Jeremy Moore is here as well. Joey Stiers up to 6th. Something tells me that he was not really showing his hand earlier in the race. Number 23 looking to the inside. Number 24 coming into turn number 1. Will he be able to complete this pass? It sure looks like he's carrying more speed. Going to slide right up in front of Jeremy Moore. Joey Stiers to 5th. Just in front of them is a battle for 3rd between Nathan Brown and Andrew Mcgronickle. side by side through turn number 3. Mcgronickle looking for a twofer, but Red Tucker's going to shut the door. Mcgronickle slides up in front of Nathan Brown, move him up to 3rd, Brown back to 4th. Less than 3/10 separates 1st to 4th right now as Red Tucker making a move for 1st. Here comes Andrew Mcgronickle, going to try to take 2nd away from the 33 as well. Side by side, Mcgronickle thinking about 3 wide, doesn't do it. Going to sit behind number 99 of Red Tucker and try to push him by. Red Tucker now to the lead. Mcgronickle side by side with Pursley at the line. Mcgronickle's going to get all the way down below the white line, the shortest way around the track, trying to get a better turn into turn number 1. Really just able to carry a lot of speed down the low end right there. And he's going to clear Pursley for 2nd. Pursley now having to deal with number 92, Nathan Brown. Top 5 were in line coming to turn number 3. But Tyler Pursley decides to go up high, and that pretty much opens the door for everybody else. Joey Stiers is looking low. Number 48 of Josh Willie is looking low. 24 of Jeremy Moore falling back as well. You know, we're seeing grip right now has become a big thing. These drivers have a lot of grip right now. The tires are relatively fresh still, considering we had the caution fairly quickly after the race, or after the stage break. Temperatures on the track are coming down. The tires had a chance to cool off. So that being said, these drivers that were able to save tire are really able to come alive at this time, and we're starting to see it on track. Joey Stiers working for 4th place over Nathan Brown. Is going to be able to clear him right here. Oh, that was really, really tight right there between Jeremy Moore, Josh Lilly. Looks like we were about to have another caution, but those drivers were able to check up and stay out of each other right there. Really great effort by these drivers. Coming to lap 69 of 120, over halfway now. Going to go ahead and take one more Turn It Up segment, folks. I'll be right back. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, like our Facebook page, share the Facebook page, follow us. Really appreciate all the support. I'll be right back. Alright folks, another great session of Turn It Up on lap 77 of 120. Rhett Tucker with a 2:10-second lead over Mcgronickle in number 79. You have a Ford out front and 9 Chevrolets behind them. And you have 2 Toyotas, Mike Van Hoden and Greg Barnett. That is 11th and 12th. Next Ford, 13th, is Dustin Harrell. So field dominated by Chevrolets with a handful of Fords and a handful of Toyotas. Have a Ford out front for Rhett Tucker. Now, something that I'm looking forward to asking these drivers is what was the grip level like 40 laps into the run? I'm kind of curious to know what their tire saving strategy is and what strategy that they started the race with the intention of completing the race without any cautions based on the last 5 races, considering there had not been a caution until this time about 30 laps ago. So coming to lap 80 with Rhett Tucker still out front. Joey Stiers still in the 5th position. Evan Kinney holding down 8th at 2nd in the point standings. Take a couple moments here to talk about the current point standings again. Stephen Tuck currently scored 3rd. He's a little further back. He's 16th right now, kind of running all by himself. He's got quite a bit of damage to that left rear. Got caught up a bit in that last incident. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to finish really where he wants to for this race. Take a look at Greg Barnett there, prisoner of war, missing in action machine right here, Toyota. It's really great to see a scheme like that. Being a service member, I really appreciate seeing people have tributes to those that were prisoners of war. Met a couple of guys. One guy in particular did 6 years, wrote a book. Really, just nothing short of an amazing man. So really cool paint scheme they run in there. Appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed the shout out. Greg Barnett coming into this race had 167 points. Was in the 6th position. The drivers he's racing now are Evan Kinney, Stephen Tuck, Lane Hossler, and Mike Van Hoden. Now, unless I stand corrected here, Greg Barnett is 1 position behind Van Hoden, so losing a little bit of ground to him. Several positions above Stephen Tuck, and several positions above Lane Hossler, as well as Hossler's struggling in his number 61 machine, currently scoring 17th. I'm not sure if we've seen the last bit of him this race, just under 40 laps to go, but he's not up front right now, and that leads me to believe he's either waiting or he has a little bit of trouble with his machine. Bit of a gaggle back here for the 17th position, but looks like these are additional lap cars surrounding him as Steve Tuck gonna vacate 16th to go down pit road. Not sure if this is going to be a strategy call right now. Pitting right in here definitely gets you to the end of the race. Here comes Andrew Mcgronickle. This is definitely going to be scheduled pit stops at this time. Andrew Mcgronickle going to short pit once again. He did earlier and it worked out for him. What I'm curious to see is if he's going to take tires. Comes down pit road. Has that last pit stall, I believe, or second to last pit stall. Keep an eye on his pit time to see how long he stays on pit road. Already 6 seconds down pit road, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for the number 79 of Andrew Mcgronickle. Mike Van Hoden, Jeremy Moore coming from 7th and 8th place respectively down pit road for their scheduled pit stops of the evening. Van Hoden's going to take 4 tires and fuel here, as well as Jeremy Moore. Let's see who gets off pit road first. Jeremy Moore driving down pit road. Looks like he's going to get around Van Hoden. He sure will. As another driver, Stephen Tuck, is going to get around Van Hoden also. A couple spots right there. Daniel Sykes coming down pit road at this time. So we're going to see how this field's running after these pit stops shake out, and dare I say, without a caution, drivers are going to be pretty well spread out, and for the most part, that might just be our finishing order, because a track like Las Vegas says, here comes Rhett Tucker down pit road, vacating the lead, giving it over to Josh Lilly. As you get spread out here and the tires wear out, it's really hard to chase down your opponents. And this, I'm making too many S noises here with this microphone. I apologize. I can hear myself now, but didn't hear before. But because the drivers were going to get spread out, you're less likely to see racing after this green flag pit stop. There's going to be a few drivers that are still right next to each other, but without a late race caution, I think we're going to start to spread out a bit. Especially if this gaggle of cars from 3rd to 6th, they all try to come down pit road at the same time. They'll end up kind of being in the way of each other, and that'll spread those drivers out. Side by side, Tyler Pursley, Nathan Brown in turn number 1, with Evan Kinney right behind them. 51 of Haas a little bit further back behind them as well. Expecting a few more pit stops here. Justin Carey, Greg Barnett down pit road at this time. Three more drivers, Kevin Haas, Dustin Harrell, John Anthony. Field starting to get spread out just a little bit. Apologize for a bit of dead air right there. Sometimes sort of kind of run out of things to talk about as we're going through the cycle. All drivers pitting 4 tires and fuel or longer. Lane Hossler was down pit road for 37.8 seconds. That was back on lap 56, so that was a while ago. Andrew Mcgronickle, 3.5 second advantage over Rhett Tucker, 5.5 second advantage over Jeremy Moore. A lot of that coming from the early pit stop. The undercut here is huge with the type of fall off that we have as Mcgronickle trying to work past some lead lap cars right here is going to get by them. Joey Stiers, Evan Kinney are the lead lap cars. Mcgronickle just behind those drivers trying to get his lap back. Still waiting to see how things shape out here this final round of pit stops. Currently live right now, you have the Rowdy Energy Cup Series. That you got Cliff Corvo, co-owner on that series, and the Maestros Classic ARCA Series. You've got Frank Marchese producing that show. 3 different races for us right now. Please take a look at all of them. Really busy. You have a couple more races tomorrow night, then Ghost Racing Series on Wednesday, the only one that I actually personally participate in. Really great one there, a lot of fun. Quite as good as this one. Joey Stiers pit from the lead, going to give the lead back to Andrew Mcgronickle. Looks like he's going to be the last driver to pit. Mcgronickle will have a 2-second lead over Rhett Tucker, and dare I say, for the last 27 laps, this is probably about how the field's going to shape out. Closest battle is going to be Jeremy Moore, Van Hoden. They're about a second and a half apart. Actually, I lied to you. You have Tyler Pursley and Kevin Haas. They're within a half second of each other. This is the closest battle on track between the number 51 and number 92, as the 92 is looking underneath Nathan Brown. Or Nathan Brown is number 92, looking under the 51 right now. And coming up this week, tomorrow you have the AARL Truck Speed America Cup Series, as well as the Western States Racing League. That's going to be tomorrow as well. Wednesday is going to be the Way She Goes Racing League as well as the Ghost Cup Series. I apologize for that. Thursday is the USRA TNT Truck Series at Charlotte. Friday is going to be the KMM New Gen Cup Series at New Hampshire. Sunday, you have the ISNF Cup Series and the Fired Up Esports Broadcasting League. A couple others not mentioned, and then back around on the 14th, we'll be right back here for CleanRacing.net at Iowa. I'll be in the booth once more for that race. Really looking forward to Iowa in the Truck Series. Iowa is a pretty interesting track to drive. Haven't been to it many times as far as racing, but there's really only one way that I remember to get around the track, and it can be a little bit confusing, a little bit tricky. So we're really going to see what these drivers have when they get to that. Red Tucker's closed the gap now by about a second. He's about 0.4 of a second faster than Mcgronickle. However, getting to Mcgronickle is one thing. I'm not sure if passing him is going to be quite as easy. Want to keep an eye out on Nathan Brown and Tyler Pursley. Those two drivers, they pitted on lap 91, as well as Josh Lilly, who's sitting 4th. He pitted on lap 90. So fresher tires for those guys, between 7 and 4 laps fresher, depending on who you're comparing them to. Much faster on track than several of the other drivers at this time. Tyler Pursley, the last time by, had a 31.17, and Nathan Brown, 1 lap fresher tires, was about a 10th faster than him. Those drivers are 8th and 10th. Coming to 22 laps to go for Andrew Mcgronickle, and Red Tucker really cutting that lead down by about another half second. He's going to be there before you know it. Let's go on board with him and see what he's doing that's allowing him to catch up to Mcgronickle. So center right here on the backstretch. Huge run coming, going to follow him down really hard on it. Don't think there's any braking, and almost no lifting right here. Almost complete throttle. He's going to pick up 2/10 out of 4. 2/10 or less than 2/10 at the line. He's going to have a huge run into turn number 1. Is he going to make it through here? No, Mcgronicle's going to go down low, look for the Brock. Red Tucker going to slide up to the outside. Lost a little bit of momentum with that slide up, but still holding significant speed. He's going to be side by side coming in at turn number 3. Is it going to be enough to make the pass for the lead? It sure will, with ease. Red Tucker, new leader, 99 Ford, back out front. Laps remaining now in this one. Race really happening quickly. Just under an hour on the run time. It's probably going to be about an hour and 10 minutes total race time unless we see a caution towards the end of this one. Not that I'm really expecting that. Red Tucker, Andrew Mcgronickle, closest on track right now by 0.4 of a second. Josh Lilly has about a 0.7 second lead over 3rd place. A little further back, Justin Carey, about a second over Nathan Brown for 6th. A little further back, next closest battle being Kevin Haas and Lane Hossler. That's battle for 10th. That's about 0.7 of a second. Nobody really right next to each other that are on the lead lap. Back here, battle for 16. Joey Stiers falling back a little bit, battling Jamie LaRoque. 0.5 of a second. Both drivers are a lap down. This is for position. This is for 16th, as LaRoque looking to the inside. Is going to make that pass fairly simply right here. Not the points night Joey Stiers needs if this one's going to finish out the way it's currently running. Kevin Haas making a little bit of ground up on Tyler Pursley in the 9th position. A little less than 0.5 back right now. Justin Carey, 0.5. No real battles on track aside from what we just witnessed with Stiers, excuse me. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on things as let things kind of sort its way through the race. Freshest tires on track actually belong to Joey Stiers. But it looks like he stayed on pit road for 51 seconds in his pit stall. I'm wondering if he either A, had some damage to repair, or B, possibly had to serve a penalty. Unfortunately, I'm not savvy to that, and that's why he ended up further back. Best lap time on track all night long, I believe, is a 30.80, and that was Tyler Person in the Thunder Snow Machine. 30.80 for Tyler Person. 15 laps remaining for Rhett Tucker. Josh Lilly has gotten around Mcgronickle, and he, when those fresher tires by about 4 laps over Tucker, is really coming. 0.4 of a second faster last time by. Gonna have ourselves a battle for the lead. This is probably going to be the battle for the victory here. We're going to see if Josh Lilly can get around Rhett Tucker in the next 14 laps. And the way it's looking, I'm feeling like he's going to make something work. All the way down below the white line, trying to take the shorter way around the track. Tucker's going to move up. Josh Lilly's going to have to go down. Tucker's going to try to squeeze him down to the line. Best thing he can do, he's going to stop the momentum. He's going to retain the lead coming out of turn number 2. Probably hurt the momentum just a bit of Josh Lilly. We're going to see if Josh Lilly can regroup turn 3 to make another stab at this come around turn number 1. So out of turn number 4 right there for Rhett Tucker and Josh Lilly, separated by less than 0.2 of a second. At the line, less than 1/10 of a second. Josh Lilly going to make another move to the inside. Doesn't really have the run that he needed for this one to stick right here. It's going to end up sliding right back up behind Rhett Tucker. Remember I mentioned earlier, folks, driving and catching somebody was one thing. Getting around them at Las Vegas on older tires is a completely another thing. Lilly looking to the inside again. Once again, squeezed down. He's not going to be able to get the drive off. He needs to pass Rhett Tucker. Now, either driver can make a mistake here, and it can change. A mistake here by either driver, I should say, is likely to influence who the race winner is. Rhett Tucker is now stretched out by about half a second again. See if Josh Lilly can cool the tires off before making another run at this. Coming to 11 laps to go. Got ourselves a battle for 6 now between Evan Kinney and Justin Carey. Evan Kinney really needing to increase his position across the board to try to gain on Joey Stiers, who's not having the night that he wants. If you remember, Evan is currently second in points. 208 points to Joey Stiers and 177 points for Evan Kinney. So Kinney needs to score big to get a lot closer to the lead. Might be able to jump Joey Stiers for the lead at the point standings, depending where they both finish. Joey Stiers currently running 18th. Back to the battle for the lead, coming to 10 laps to go. Gap was only 0.3 of a second. Josh Lilly trying to make a move once again. Lilly to the inside. Let's go on board with him, see what he sees. Out of turn number 2, all the way up to the wall in the draft behind Rhett Tucker. Lilly gonna dive in, trying to stay on the gas as much as he can. You heard a brief lifting right there. Really hard on the throttle. Now all the way back up to the wall one more time. Shaved off a 10th, more than a 10th. Just under 0.2 at the line. Has to get out of the throttle a lot right here for turn number 1. And, I think that's hurting him right there. I think he needs to run a higher lane if he wants to make an attempt here to get past Rhett Tucker. Because you saw how he turned down, he had to let off the throttle. We watched Rhett Tucker, who's probably on the throttle a little more, stepped away from him just a bit. Gap at 0.3 of a second again. He's going to have to try something else if he's going to try to get around Rhett Tucker. Both drivers coming down to below the white line, the shortest way around the track. Coming to turn number 1. Lilly have anything for him. Lilly way down to the bottom. A little bit of a wiggle. It's going to cost him some time off the corner.
lap traffic in front of these drivers. Can Josh Lilly use this to his advantage? If they catch him at the right time, it's not going to work out that way. That's the number 94 machine that they're putting a lap down. That's Frederick Garcia, 19th position. All right, almost down to the wire here. Lilly under a tenth of a second, making another run at it right here to the inside. Rhett Tucker once again is going to squeeze him down to the bottom of the track. He's not going to be able to get by him. I'm really thinking Lilly's going to have to try to get around on the outside. He's going to have to convince Tucker to go low. And that's going to be key right here, because Tucker's not going to give him the outside unless Josh Lilly can convince Rhett Tucker to drop to the low side. You know, really at this point with 5 laps to go, I wouldn't really be afraid to get right up on the rear bumper of Rhett Tucker. Maybe give him a little bit of a nudge. Here we go again, side by side. I just don't know if he's going to be able to hold it down there. He's not going to. Almost side by side out the corner, and that's what he's going to need. They're going to have to be side by side out of a corner for him to set up the pass into the next corner, because what he can do is he can drive Rhett Tucker up the track. And if he drives Rhett Tucker up the track, Lilly can get a better turn in than Rhett Tucker can, because then Rhett Tucker has to deal with the wall. Huge run right here. Looking to the outside, Rhett Tucker up the block, Lilly to the inside. Lap traffic has a potential pick. That's the number 23. That's Joey Stiers. Not going to be side by side. I think that hurt Josh Lilly more than it hurt Rhett Tucker. Back to the battle for 6. Justin Carey over Evan Kinney by 0.2 of a second. Andrew Mcgronickle commanding hold of 3rd. 2.5 to Moore. Jeremy Moore has about half a tenth to Nathan Brown. 3 laps remaining for these leaders. Turn number 1. Does Josh Lilly have anything left for number 99? How aggressive is Josh Lilly going to be? To the inside once again. If he can come out of this corner side by side, he's going to have an opportunity. Looks like his best corner yet. Tucker not able to get into the throttle as well as he needed to. Side by side down to the line. Josh Lilly's going to get the shortest way around the track. Nose advantage to Josh Lilly coming into turn number 1. Tucker's going to have to really hold him down low. Here he comes. Rhett Tucker hold him down there. Going to be side by side. Tucker's going to clear him. Wow. This is some of the best clean racing that I've seen in a long time. But at what point is using the bumper fair game? Excuse me. Final lap. White flag is out. Josh Lilly side by side coming into turn number 1. This could be his best opportunity to get by. At this point, you don't lift. If you touch, you touch. They're going to be side by side. Advantage to Josh Lilly. Are we going to see a last lap pass? Rhett Tucker just out front, down the backstretch, side by side once again. At this point, if I'm Josh Lilly, I'm not coming out of the throttle. If I bounce off the number 99, I bounce off of him. No, the respect is there. Who's it going to be at the line? It's going to be a drag race. Rhett Tucker is going to have him cleared. Rhett Tucker victorious. Josh Lilly gave him one heck of a run for his money. Andrew Mcgronickle brings it home 3rd. 3 drivers that I'm really looking forward to speaking to this evening. All 3 drivers were out front for a large portion of the race. What a pristine finish. I know we had the 1 caution, the 1 blemish, 601 laps without a caution. Now we've restarted that again. Maybe we'll do another 601 laps without a caution. But the way this race ended with 15 laps of back and forth battling between Rhett Tucker and Josh Lilly was really, really great. Mcgronickle right here is going to pull off, get out of the way. Here comes Rhett Tucker getting ready to burn it down, the number 99 Ford. The Ford's victorious. All Chevrolets in the top 10, aside for the Toyota Van Hoden. Next closest Ford finished in the the 12th position. That was Dustin Harrell. Mcgronickle going to watch the one that got away. Red Tucker burning it down right in front of him. Give us a couple moments and we'll hear from these drivers. Bear with me for just a moment, folks. I do have Andrew Mcgronickle in the booth with me, having a slight hearing issue. It's not on his end. I believe it's on my end. Give me just a moment. All right, folks, sorry about that. Just an odd little thing on my end, probably because I have a 1-year-old and he probably ripped my headset out, and that changes my settings every time that happens. But in the booth with me is Andrew Mcgronickle. Is that how I say that, by the way? Because I butchered it at least 3 or 4 times in the race.
Oh, yeah, John, man, you got it right the last time.
All right, well, that's good to know. Well, Andrew, man, I haven't seen you here. I produce this series, and I haven't seen you yet. And you might have been here the first couple races that I might have missed. But how long have you been racing with these guys, and where have you been the last couple weeks, just out of curiosity before we get started?
Yeah, so I ran Chicagoland with the series on a Monday, and then I haven't really put too much time and effort in on I guess you would call, the league, so to speak. We've been running a lot of money races on Monday and Tuesday nights, trying to make some extra cash.
I can't blame you on that one. All right, that's just really curious there, but really great run tonight. I thought you were gonna win the race. I really did. Walk me through kind of the pitch strategy, because you always took the undercut just a little bit, and it seems like the three to 4 laps, fresher tires might have hurt you. Or did you do something on that last run to burn your tires up a little more than Tucker and Lily, and that's why they got around you? If you don't mind walking me through that real quick.
Yeah, that's a good question. The first run before, the halfway break or lap 50, the truck stayed really free for me, and I don't know what I changed, but after that, it was being in dirty air. it just got really tight, and I decided to short pit, thinking that that would put a big enough gap between Rhett and Josh that wouldn't have to worry with them until about 5 to 10 to go. And I think just running it by yourself in clean air without the draft is worth about 3/10, and they were able to suck up pretty quick.
Well, folks, there you have it. I was kind of curious on to see how that happened. But third place, not too bad for a showing here. I wish I had how many laps that you led. Fortunately, I don't have that information. But great run for you. Appreciate that. Is there anybody you want to, in fact, is there anything you want to say? And then is there anybody you want to thank before I let you go, sir?
Yeah, I got to thank my fiance, Tori, just sitting on the couch watching now. My parents and my grandfather, I think, are watching back in Florida. Just thank them. And then I got to thank, Red Tucker Racing. Me and him have been running quite a bit. Mondays and Tuesday nights, trying to get better at the craft here, and definitely has some stuff to work on as they're able to put 4 seconds on us there at the end of the race. So I got to thank Rhett and everyone back home watching.
Awesome, we appreciate that. Always a working battle for these virtual races. A lot of things you can't feel, some things that you can feel. Takes a lot of time, folks, and it's not quite a game. The people playing or trying this are actually working a lot harder than you think. Andrew, thanks for the interview. I hope your folks enjoyed the show. Special shout out to your fiance. Thanks for letting you do this. Thanks to mine for letting me do this. It's a lot of work sometimes. I hope you enjoy your night, man. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, John.
All right, in just a couple moments, folks, we're gonna hear from Rhett Tucker. I do not see Josh Lilly as of yet. I would give him a couple moments, hoping that Rhett Tucker would come through in just a moment. Give me just a couple moments, and we'll have Rhett Tucker to talk to him, our race winner. All right, folks, race winner now in the booth, Rhett Tucker. Rhett, I thought there was a blemish with this race. There was that caution, it was 601 caution-free laps for the series at Las Vegas. Then we had the one caution. I got to say, the race ending, and for you more than Josh Lilly, probably made up for that. You guys were back and forth for 15 laps. In fact, Josh Lilly closed on you by, I believe it was about a second and a half. However, you did such a great job at using the high lane and not allowing him to get the drive off on the corner. You ended up being victorious. How about you walk us through those laps, the last few laps? Because I'm really curious from your perspective. Just what great racing. I thought you drove it methodically. So great job.
Man,
Floor is yours.
I was blown away by seeing how fast his truck was getting in the mirror, man. I thought, he stayed out. It felt like 5 or 6 laps later than I did, and I was like, man, there's no way he's gonna be able to make up that time. And what do you know? He was flying, and I was sweating trying to keep him behind me, man. Props to Josh. He drove a killer race and drove me clean too. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me, was how clean you guys were. I'm like, man, all he's got to do, and I said it multiple times, I'm like, at what point do you put the bumper to the leader? At what point is that acceptable in this race? And I was really thinking, to be honest with you, the last lap, I'm like, all right, it's acceptable. He's right there. And he didn't do it. Kudos to him.
Speaking of that, I feel bad. I don't know if that was on Lane or me, but I did tap Lane going into the corner. I saw him get loose. We both apologized to each other. So I don't know. I had a killer race with him at IRP, so I let the they're making it live up to the name. There's nothing more rewarding on this service than having good, hard, clean racing and driving hard and not wrecking each other. So that's what I'm here for, man.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of our.
But yeah, I'm glad Lily didn't put the bumper to me.
I mean, I wish I could. For you, I'm glad, but from the broadcast end, that really would have been epic if he did to try to get around you, and y'all were touching each other trying to get by. But really great racing at the end, and something I'm super proud about with this league is it's one of the best racing leagues that we have. It's probably not our largest, most known league, which is really a shame because of how well put together Clean Racing is. I'll see if I can't help with some building right there.
Yeah, it is.
But just
It's a good league to run.
just a lot of fun, really great, some really cool stuff that was going on here. But anyway, Red, anyone you want to thank before, and I guess you can thank Josh Lilly again if you want, but any friends or family before I let you go?
No, that's all thanks Josh gets. I gotta thank Andy Mcgronickle, man. He was a rocket ship tonight. That dude keeps me calm, man. I will give races away in a heartbeat if I don't have somebody chilling me out and telling me to shut up and just drive. And he helps me, strategize, and there's a lot going on in just one of these races to do by yourself. And I'm really glad he's a part of my team. He's a great asset, and I'm super bummed for Nathan Rogie. He had a killer run tonight, and that one caution he was in the middle of. So bummed for that. Hopefully he can have a good showing next week. Thank you for doing the killer broadcast. Freddie for putting the league on. Everybody just for running clean.
All right.
Everybody watching.
Here we go. That's a good one too. Thanks for the shout out. We appreciate you, Red. What a great race. Congrats on the win. Awesome night. Hope you have a good evening. Talk to you next time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. See you.
See ya. All right, in just a moment, I expect Josh Lilly to come over. Give me just a minute and I'll grab him. In the booth now with second place finisher Josh Lilly, oh so close to first, racing for 15 laps, actively back and forth, trying to get around Rhett Tucker, and then before that you had to chase him down. And I think I know why you weren't able to get around him, but from your viewpoint, why were you not able to get around Rhett Tucker when it felt like you had the faster truck?
Well, first of all, I got to him on fresher tires, and once those tires evened out, it was just so hard to pass when he had the high side. I was able to get to his door entering the corner, but I just wasn't able to carry the momentum off.
Right. Midstream, I was basically thinking you had to get off the corner side by side or nose ahead, and you managed to do that one time, and it still didn't work out coming into the next corner. I think that was the one time he had just a really great corner, and he's ended up just being able to clear you once again. And from there, I thought that was it. And I know this is a CleanRacing.net series, but at what point did you ever feel like maybe I should bump him just a little bit, or just is there too much respect in this league to do that?
I wasn't really thinking about doing that. I was just, since I'm not going for the championship, I'm not going to wreck somebody just for a win.
That's a good answer. I appreciate that a lot. Anyway, so I guess we can wrap this one up. It was a really great race that we had. Super clean, a lot of fun, went by really fast. Any last final thoughts on it? Any friends, family you want to thank before we let you go? Did we lose your mic on your side? All right, we're going to give him just a moment, folks. Seems like we're having a little bit of a mic outage. Josh, if you can hear me and you did lose your mic, you can jump up to general, then jump back so that I know and I can wait for you for a couple seconds. Well, folks, that's a bummer. It looks like something stopped working on his end. I'm not able to hear him anymore. That's
really disappointing, but great run. And he's back. Do I have you, Josh?
I'm alive. I'm back.
All right.
I don't know what that was, but it was a little awkward.
Yeah, me neither. I was about to say we lost you completely, and you just popped back in. All right, so he's back, folks. He's able to give the closing. Josh, any final thoughts? Anyone you want to thank before I let you go? Again.
I want to thank my Rev Racing teammates, Brownie, Kevin, and Nate, Evan, and Kevin for helping me prepare for this race, and Fred for creating this league and running it so well.
All right, excellent shout out from Josh Lilley. Josh, great job trying to get by Rhett Tucker at the end. You really put on a great show for myself, fans, and the rest of the drivers that are going to go back and watch it. Hope you have a great night. Look forward to talking to you again, sir.
Thank you. You too.
All right, folks, that was our top 3. We're going to do a quick rundown on the results, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the evening. Rhett Tucker with an excellent finish on this one, and just, gosh, what a race at the end. 15 laps of race between Rhett Tucker and Josh Lilley. Just a really incredible way to end a race. Super proud of these guys, and just a great job. So Rhett Tucker brings it home with the race win. Josh Lilley, oh so close in second. Andrew Mcgronickle led many laps tonight. Did not come home with the victory, unfortunately. Finishes third. Nathan Brown comes home fourth. Jeremy Moore fifth. Justin Carey in the 6th position with Evan Kinney 7th. 8th belongs to Tyler Pursley. Mike Van Hoden is 9th. Kevin Haas is 10th. Greg Barnett 11th. 12th belongs to Dustin Harrell. Daniel Sykes 13th. John Anthony 14th. Lane Hossler, driver who has a couple wins here, very fast, comes home 15th. Jamie LaRoque 16th. Chris Smith 17th. Points leader coming into this race, Joey Stiers, not the race he needed, finishes 18th. I wonder if that's going to cost him the points lead, potentially to Evan Kinney, who finished in the 7th place position. Frederick Garcia comes home 19th with Dave Schafford 20th. Stephen Tuck, another driver battling for 2nd in the point standing, finishes 21st. Mike Thomas 22nd. Kyle McCrate 23rd. Kenneth Peck, Nathan Rogie, Christopher Beasley 24th through 26th. Rounding out the field, it's going to be Brian Sullivan, Kevin Becker, Jason Higginbotham. Really appreciate everybody being here for this production of the CleanRacing.net series, brought to you by the Ringside Racing Network, Esports Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Premier Racing Setups, and myself, Sim Racing Media LLC included. Once again, appreciate everybody for being here. I hope you all have an amazing evening. See you next week for another production of the CleanRacing.net series. Thanks.